All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Smash Trivia. I'm your host, Smash Trivia John. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram by searching Smash Trivia. Follow everything happening with me. I'll be the one with the big old green head in the profile picture. I'm so excited to get into this. This is the Gamma Analysis. Basically, in this series, I'm going to review everything Hulk, all the movies and TV shows. Hope you enjoy. Smash Trivia presents the Gamma Analysis. I want to ask everyone listening if they could please do something for me. At least share the hell out of this podcast with all your friends. And for this episode, I'm going to be reviewing She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Episode 5. I'd like to take a moment to say that Smash Trivia now has a Patreon, so please check that out. We have some fantastic extra content on there that I bet you'll love. The tiers are as follows: $1 a month is Hulkaholic for $1. $30 a month is the Reading Room with Hulky and Shulky, and then $5 a month is Smashing the TV, and $10 a month is Bruce's Bar Trivia and One Night Smashes. I'll be joined today by my co-host Keith. How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing good, John. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And also, I am joined by a local guest. A guest is a local friend of mine. Gabriel. How are you doing tonight, Gabriel?
I'm doing great. How are y'all Titaniacs doing?
How could you not be, right?
Right.
Yeah, she's so lovable.
Yeah, super excited to be here. Thanks for having me on, John and Keith.
Of course. Thank you for coming. And since you have done, I know you've done a little bit of studying in law. I'm hoping to maybe be able to talk a little bit about how well this show translates to how it would be real life with court cases. If you can, if that's how you know enough about to be able to talk about.
I did study as a paralegal and did some paralegal work for a little while. So at least in terms of procedure in court, I might be able to comment. Although the show is pretty good with that. Nice. And then I looked a little into trademark law too. I know that's a big plot point. Sorry for the spoilers, but.
Oh, did we give the spoiler warning yet? Oh my gosh. Rewind. You didn't hear that.
Oh, no. I mean, it was teased in the last episode.
As always, there will be spoilers in this. So I highly recommend watching the episode before you listen to this podcast, or you might get spoiled. And as always, I have a trivia question for the two of you. This one, it's a bit of a hard one, but I chose this because I think you guys could get some funny answers if you guys don't know it. So
always hard ones, John. Come on,
pressure's on, Gabriel. We gotta be funny.
Okay,
so this one, in the comics, Jennifer has a coworker at GLK&H who's extremely tall and heavy with gray skin, and he has a flat box-shaped head. Can you name this guy?
Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
For some reason, the name Tombstone is coming to mind, and I don't know why.
Well, that is a character in Marvel.
Yeah, and he has a flat head too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I think so.
But yeah, okay. I'll say Tombstone. I didn't go for funny this time. I went for logic.
That sounds good. And I will give you the answer later in the episode. And as always, our Hulkaholic for $1. We have Film Critter, Derek Sager, and one of Ed as well, Gabriel Floral.
One and all. Woo! Yeah. Y'all join the Patreon. It's worth it.
Yeah, you get to be on the show. Yeah.
which kind of is true because everyone who subscribes to the Patreon has been on the show. So the podcast I want to shout out this week is How Did This Not Get Made? I listened to their episode on James Gunn's R-rated Scooby-Doo yesterday, and it was a fantastic episode. They talked about the history of Scooby-Doo, and then they read something that I'm not sure if it's an actual script, but it is a possible script apparently for what that version of the film would have been like. So that was really interesting. I don't agree with all their feelings on the film since they very much disliked the film, but I found everything they said very interesting. So please check them out. All right, let's get into this review. So this episode is titled "Mean Green and Straight Poured into These Jeans."
I did not catch that. There's gonna be so many things that you're gonna say, and I'm gonna be like, I know I watched this episode. I swear to God, but it was at 6 a.m. and I think I was watching it through my eyelids, and then it was like 9, and I had to be at work. So I'm gonna count on your perfect recount for this week.
All right. So we start off the episode with an ad for Titania's She-Hulk line of products. X and Jen sees this on TV, and she starts getting a little annoyed. And then on her way to work, she sees a billboard art with the same thing, and also it talked about on a podcast she's listening to in the car, making her even more annoyed. Which I do want to say, Gabriel, since you aren't on here, you've never been on here before, I just want to make sure you can chime in whenever you feel like as I'm talking, whenever you have anything you'd like to say.
All right, do I have to raise my hand?
No, you can. No, just say something. A lot of times I'll be looking at my notes, so I won't know and see if you raise your hand.
Okay. You just be like, "Hey, John, John, being rude, I'm jumping in whatever the hell I want."
So, if Jen listened to my podcast, she wouldn't hear any promoting of this sham product.
It's true.
And I also just think, and this is definitely me being biased, but I think she would really enjoy my podcast and focus on positivity while talking about her show.
Absolutely.
Also, I just imagine how cool and fitting it would be for in season 2, her to break the fourth wall by listening to a podcast reviewing her own show. It would fit so perfectly.
You hear that, Marvel?
There you go. There you go. And this is how you also introduce your first sponsor, right?
I wish.
Gold Bond powder.
Oh man.
No, don't even know what that's for. I think it's like sweat. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah.
We see her at home eating as Chet bursts in the door. Yes, Chet, everyone's favorite member of the Hulk family.
Yeah, my favorite banner.
He's a manager now at a Best Buy, so that's pretty.
Yes.
You still got that side hustle.
Family. Yeah.
That just goes to show you that even managers in retail do not get paid enough.
Oh yeah.
Pour one out.
So Jen rightly says that you can't just walk into my house like that. Which she definitely is right in saying that. She lives alone, so Chet could have easily walked in and seen something he definitely shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah. Cousins, man. Weird times.
So turns out Chet is selling She-Hulk products, thinking that Jen made them, and Jen tells him that these aren't hers, and Chet asks, "Why would you let this lady trademark it?" And Jen tells him, "I didn't." And Chet starts explaining to her how a trademark works.
That's my favorite thing. My favorite.
I love this so far.
She is a fucking lawyer, and you're trying to explain that to her.
My favorite is that he sits down to close talk her and get really serious about it. Listen, trademark law works like this. It's like, oh my god, he really means it.
Oh my god. Jen just starts screaming into a pillow. And I honestly can't blame her. I want to scream bloody murder every time Chet opens his dumbass mouth.
I thought you said to explain trademark law. Why did I tell you to do that?
Oh man.
She got fired. I figured she didn't know.
Jen and Nikki head to a Titania meet and greet, And we find out that Nikki follows Titania on Twitter.
Of course.
As the show episode goes on, it kind of seems like she's a pretty big Titania fan, actually. Not that it was for reconnaissance, like she said.
Yeah, she's like believes, like she like buys into the different like snake oils and stuff too. She's like, those are obviously all different things. What are you talking about?
We got the beauty cream, we got the beauty tonic, we got the beauty powder.
Yeah.
Which is different than Gold Bond powder, as we
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have beauty powder sponsoring the show yet, but we'll get there.
We'll get it.
Titania's She-Hulk beauty powder.
Jen sees a product made from snake venom, prompting her to say that she's literally selling snake oil. Which I love that. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Oh man. And Jen asks how are any of these products any different from each other. Then Nikki's inner Titania fan just comes out saying they're all completely different. And then Jen walks up to Titania, who calls her a little child. I thought that was hilarious, her being called a little child.
I do enjoy how drastically small she is in comparison.
Oh yeah,
Good casting, really good casting.
And the thing, I don't think that that Tatiana Maslany is that tiny in real life. I think it's more of like the show is trying to make her look even smaller on camera to show that height difference between and Jennifer and She-Hulk.
Yeah, because we know Jamila Jamil is very tall. Then they're making her look even like Tatiana look even smaller. And they did that a similar thing with Robert Downey Jr. He is not as tall as Chris Evans at all, and they did not make him as short, like as equal. Like it was not real. The right difference. They do that with Tom Cruise all the time.
I did it in the Lord of the Rings too with Gandalf and the Hobbits.
There you go. Exactly. It's like the top shelf version of this concept. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And some of them can reach that top shelf and some of them can't.
So Jen tells her to shut all this down. That she's using Jen's name to sell these trashy products. Titania says, "Get over it, Jennifer. The name She-Hulk is mine." Then Jen takes a photo of Titania and a fan, which I thought was hilarious. She was willing to do that. Nikki actually had to tell her, no, you don't need stop doing this.
Yeah, like her putting her foot down in her outrage was that she was only going to take one, and I like that a lot.
I have a line and I will not cross it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take one picture of your
fan. And she stands, Titania stands in front of her fan too. She's like, "Give me some space."
Yes.
Yep. We cut to Jen's office. Jen tells Nikki how she's annoyed at Titania for stealing her name, and Nikki says, "I thought you didn't like the name," and Jen says, "Yeah, but there are some parts I like including the amazing hair, the no hangover, and being able to walk home at night, wearing headphones and not being afraid. But it's not like I need a completely different name." Which those are definitely some great reasons to like being She-Hulk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that the walking home at night thing is like genuinely something that I never thought about until dating my fiance, because there'd be times she'd walk home at night, like it wouldn't even be super dark out, but calling me would make more sense just in case something happened, because then someone would know where she was at the time and stuff like that. And it was that fear of walking home alone. It never dawned on me because I'm a fairly tall guy, and I guess people wouldn't on average fuck with me, but I'm not intimidating. But yeah, she's it was an interesting thought to think about.
Yeah, I like how the show does that a lot, introduces these women's issues. And it's great. Mediocre men walking home at night safe. It's great how they mix that in.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's very matter of fact about it, and I think that's what gets some of these misogynists on Twitter all pissed off and whatever. It's like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
man, they're just trying to infiltrate all of our stuff. It's like, no, they're just saying things that are true.
Yeah.
Full truths. Relax.
So, let's see. So, Nikki
We threw you
says,
off, didn't we, John? I'm sorry.
I
We
got
said we
it,
could
I
jump
got
in.
it. So Nikki says, as okay, so you're not mad at the name She-Hulk, and Jen as she doesn't care about it. And Nikki then, as she's walking out, tells her, "You know, you're crushing your stapler." Jen says, "Wait, what?" Then she realizes what she's doing. Yeah, I don't think she's over it as she says she is.
Certainly not.
So, we see then Nikki is at her computer gushing over Titania's products, and then Pug comes over. Pug says he needs a favor.
Everybody's fave.
Yes,
We all love Pug.
he's so good. Oh man. So, he says he needs a favor. Nikki tells him, "You know my price. Return favor plus interest." As Pug says, "Done. I need you to stand in line with me for the Iron Man 3s. They're limited to one per customer." Oh, man. And they he says, Nikki asks, "Why do you need two pairs?" Airs and Pug says, "Well, one to rock and one to stock." Which Nikki tells him that she respects that he collects shoes. Pug says that he has some very rare limited editions he got from his drip broker. And Nikki says, "Excuse me, you're what? You're what?" Yeah.
He whispers it like the map for the best bathroom.
And Pug says, "I got a guy, Alonzo. He can find anything you're looking for fashion wise." Eyes and Nikki asks if he could find clothing that is She-Hulk size, and Pug says yes. Oh man, I already just love them so much. They're a sensational duo, and also I've just been wanting for a while to have an episode where Nikki tries to find She-Hulk size clothes. So, and it's something I've actually mentioned, I think either on the podcast before or on Twitter, but so that made me really happy that they actually did that.
Same.
Yeah.
Their A story was the best part of this episode by far.
Oh yeah,
they took over the show for a while because not a whole lot happens with She-Hulk in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was more riveting than hours of trademark law.
Hey, I think they
wrote
found
hours
a way
of
to make
literature.
it pretty interesting.
Yeah, we cut that scene where she was studying in the archives of the law library.
The writer did a lot of research for that, and he was mad when it got cut.
Plus, the green CG just didn't look right under the basement of the library's lighting. It was weird. They couldn't make it look right.
Yeah. Nikki tells him that she's calling in her favor immediately. Pug says, "But you haven't done the original favor." Or Nikki says, "Yes, but I'm sliding the interest." And Pug says, "You're right. You're right."
He respects her
Nick.
game.
Slick Nick.
I love that.
I love that nickname so much.
Nick.
Slick Nick.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh man, we see Jen in her office watching videos of Titania, and she just looks at us saying, "I'm over it. I really am," which I don't believe her for a second.
She's as they say, Titania is living rent free in Jen's brain right now.
Yup.
Yeah. Don't ask me who says that.
All right, so we see Nikki and Pug. They arrive at this boba cafe that is apparently a front for a superhero clothing business. They walk
Not a very
inside.
good one.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy had his story straight. He was just like, "This is a boba cafe."
Yeah.
I liked the last one last front of keeping it secret.
Oh yeah. So they walk inside, and the employee asks if they're ready to order. Pug says, "As my friend Alonzo sent me for the superhero stuff." The employee obviously has no clue who this Alonzo person is, and they say that this is a boba cafe. And then Nikki says, "We're not cops," in Mandarin. Which, why she decided to say that, why she thought that would be a smart thing to do, I do not know.
Well, they have to tell you if they're cops, right?
Yeah, that's
Well,
law.
okay,
No?
I'm saying
Yeah.
smarter saying it in Mandarin.
I feel like I watched something where someone said that they're like, "Oh, if they're cops, they have to tell us," and then someone else was like, "That's not true. That is a common misconception."
What I think the rule is if I think what the rule is, if the cops don't show up in 15 minutes, it's not a crime. Is that?
I thought you were going to say it's free.
That's free.
I think Keith, what you might be thinking of was a scene from The Good Place, with what's his name,
Ted Danson,
with
Kristen Bell,
the
Chidi
Mendoza's friend.
Pillboy.
Pillboy, yeah. I think
or is it Donkey Duck?
I think it was a scene with Pillboy and his father. Yeah, right.
That's such a good show.
Oh yeah.
It is a good one.
So.
And it's in the MCU because Jamila's in it. So.
Yeah.
So the employee walks away, and Nikki says she feels so much shame. He's mad. I offended him. Well, you probably should feel shame for assuming he's Chinese.
Where did he say where he was from?
He didn't. No.
Okay. It's like
he just as a response, he was like, "Are you speaking Chinese?" He said, "I'm not Chinese."
That is, I believe, what as they call in the racism community, friendly fire. She messed that up. You should know better, damn it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just.
That's just
come for me, Twitter.
The employee appears behind them, saying, "Come back here." And Nikki says, "This is a creepy backroom situation." While Pug is just smiling this whole time. Pug is just so wholesome.
I know, it's such a great dynamic. Slow, lovable Pug, sharp, fast Nikki. Yeah, gold.
Yeah.
So they head back, and the guy asks, "So what do you need?" "I got everything." He opens the locker to reveal a bunch of knockoff Avengers merch, including what I think is Borat Hulk.
Oh my God!
You're right, purple with the mustache.
No, the beach towel thing on the side of the door. Let me see if I can show you guys a picture of what I'm talking about.
I was looking at the shirt very closely. I wanted to see what the Hulk looked like. He had this cute little mustache. I assume that's what you were talking about.
Show me this image.
Or
I did have the. Oh yeah. Yep, that is Borat. That is Borat.
Borat.
Yep. My anger.
Yeah. That's my secret, Cap.
You will never control this.
Oh, Nikki notices that it says Avengers. And the guy says, "Well, I also got Avengers." there's
Avengers Assemble.
Nikki tells them that they don't want knockoff stuff. They want custom clothing for a superhero. And Pug at the same time grabs a bunch of stuff, including a Captain America shield and a Thor's hammer. And he asks the guy, if you aren't who we're looking for, or do you know who it is we're looking for? And the guy says that he won't meet with you. He's very exclusive. And I love how this whole time, just in the background, Pug is just playing with the Cap shield and Thor's hammer.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
I like that too. Yeah, and it felt a little bit like the most on the nose version of fan service, because it's like this. That's us. That's what we would do. We were at Comic-Con or at any.
I feel seen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great. Oh man. Nikki tells him fine that they will buy some of his Avengers stuff and including both shirts and hats and stuff. And I gotta say, I think Pug would probably be worthy of holding the real Mjolnir.
So far, jury's not to throw law terminology around, guys, but jury's still out on Pug for me. I want to like him, but. Sustained.
If anything, it should be me who is very like
suspicious because
suspicious of him. Yes, because I watched Arrow. Arrow, and he was Prometheus in that ad. And I have just immediately just warmed up to him, and I'm just like, this guy, he is definitely nothing like that character.
Well, Pughead has yet to fail this city. Still on my good books.
We then cut to Nikki and Pug in an elevator wearing tons of the Avengers merch. And we get some funny back and forth as Nikki and Pug try to get the person on this intercom to let them up. And finally, after telling him that their client is a top-tier Avenger, he says that he'll let them have a 15-minute consultation. And then Pug and Nikki start doing a winning dance. But
here's what I don't get.
Yeah.
If he's so secretive, why didn't he ask for any more than that? Oh, I'll take you at your word. You guys haven't tried to lie to me before, except for the last couple minutes. Yeah, it must be. It seems legit.
Well, they didn't sound like they were lying. Unlike with the rest.
I think to a degree he can tell by just looking at him over the video feed that these two are idiots. Harmless idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, but honestly, I just love them. I love them just doing that little quick dance in the elevator. I thought that was so cute.
It was.
So that we
they're like the Darcy and the Luis of the She-Hulk universe, and I really like that. Two of my favorites of the side characters out there.
It's so funny. We have already gotten multiple fantastic duos out of this show with Nikki and Pug, and then also Wong and Madison last episode.
Yeah,
real standout character there.
That's all anybody can talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we cut to Jen in Holloway's office as he's stress eating nuts. He asked why he passed a billboard ad for a She-Hulk booty boost smoothie. Jen starts explaining the situation, and Holloway's like, I don't care about any of that. He says that since they made She-Hulk the face of the Superhuman Law Division, they're caught up in this frivolous lawsuit. no one will hire a firm that can't fix their own messes. So he sends her to Mallory Books to take on the case. Which
is it books or book?
I think it's books. I'm not sure though.
Because it takes away a joke that I have, and I want to know for sure because that is all I hold sacred. Mallory.
So for the sake of your joke, it can be whatever you want.
It's Mallory Book. It's Mallory Book.
Yay!
Good, because I was gonna say they have to say throw the book at him.
Oh God.
It's gotta be her nickname, right? In the law sphere.
Yeah, I mean it has to be.
Yeah, the law averse. That's not a thing. But anyway.
Well.
Throw the book at him, Jen. It's like, they do a 1,000-mile-an-hour fastball with Mallory Book.
Ooh.
Splat. Oh, dear. Mistake.
Mallory asks why she didn't trademark her own pseudonym, and Jen says she not ever even thought about doing it. But she asks, did Doctor Strange or Thor have to do that? And Mallory's just like, you use two people who use their actual names as examples.
Shit.
And she says, okay, what we're going to do is countersue to show strength. That you use the name in a professional capacity before the trademark date, and the Titania is profiting off of name recognition that was already established. But if you're going to be my client, you gotta dress right. Which I don't understand why that's a big issue, but okay.
No, here's the part I don't get. Every time in court, she's shown wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
So when does she need to dress different?
Yeah. And it's like Mr. Rogers at home. It's just 12 of the same outfit in the closet.
Well, I think that's the only She-Hulk suit size suit she has.
And how did she get that? Did it just?
That's a good question.
Yeah, the big and tall section.
Extra big, extra tall. I mean.
Did she literally just go to a men's suit shop and get a big and tall
Probably
suit? That and then
how tall is She-Hulk?
I think I think it's like 6'8", I think supposed to
Oh,
be.
okay. So she definitely could have found something.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. We figured that out.
She calls for Nikki, and Mallory tells her, since you put a lot of thought into what you wear, please help Miss Walters with her look. And this is where Nikki tells Jen about the consultation that she got set up. Jen doesn't think she needs it, but both Mallory and Nikki say you do. You definitely do.
I get by a little help from my friends. Just someone to be really honest with me about how shitty I dress. I do that at work too. I'm like, what do you think of this new sweater? They're like, don't wear that underneath. I'm like, fair enough.
I thought it was really funny. How just both Nikki and Mallory they just said the exact same thing at the same time. I saw an interview that said apparently there's going to be like I throughout the season like some little teases that those Nikki and Mallory could get together, which would be interesting. I think, and I feel like maybe them saying the same thing could be a little bit of them teasing that. And same thing at the same time, so that was kind of cool.
There you go. If Marvel has an MO when it comes to LGBT community so far, it is that they give it to their tertiary characters,
right?
Their sidekicks and their outsiders.
Gotta hide it.
Yeah, you gotta hide it. You gotta embed it somewhere into the weeds. Yeah, don't you dare try to make a main character gay.
I do think out of all the shows. I think this is the show where there is the most likely chance that they will show it a lot more.
I agree.
Or in this show,
Marvel's
right
come
at the
a
end
long
of
way.
Phase 4, right?
Yeah.
I think particularly because Tatiana Maslany, someone who's a very big advocate for the LGBTQ plus community, he is the person starring in it. I think that is going to really help it for them to be able to get some of that representation on screen.
And that representation we've seen all through phase 4 really has been incredibly. I mean, people are getting pissed off about it, but fuck those people. That's a small squeaky minority. I think the majority of people are really excited about it.
Oh yeah,
because straight white men can only last so long to pique our interest. I'm sorry, even myself, I feel that way as a fairly straight white male.
Yeah. Let's see. We cut to Mallory and Jen walking into court, and Titania says, "Nice suit, Shrek." Which
I really liked that because that calls out so much shit.
I honestly, I think this could have been a funny joke, but honestly, to me, it was ruined by the fact that there's so many whiny ass people who complained about the CGI using that joke. That now it just annoys me hearing it.
You know what would have been a little more sneaky and pointed at those people is for Titania. I want to call her Tatiana because we got a Tatiana in the show. For her to call her Fiona, which I was very glad that they said Shrek instead of Fiona, because that means she's a little less on the nose, rude about it. But
I don't think that they were particularly trying to call about people complaining about the CGI, because the show was filmed before all that, before the trailer came out, so they wouldn't have been any of that. But
reshoots happen.
That just as was where I was just like, I feel like that could have been so much more funny to me if I hadn't heard that joke so many times from the people complaining about the CGI.
I get
well, those people were annoying, and Titania is, if nothing else, annoying.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, if you're gonna make anybody say a comment like that, it is best to make it the villain, the scenario, and a villain that you can't really root for either.
Right.
Like if Blonsky said it, then I'd be like, oh, no, I like you, Blonsky.
Not immune.
Titania's lawyer tries to get the suit thrown out. And Mallory explains how the public gave Jen the name She-Hulk from the first public appearance, which was before the trademark arc. And she puts a bunch of newscast quotes into evidence, and then says, as the Titania is using the goodwill towards Jen and her more famous cousin to sell her non-FDA approved sham products. To which Titania says that she has thousands of fans who say that her products work, and then she puts a sample of one of her products into evidence, which the judge is just like, no, we don't need that. We definitely don't. Titania's lawyer argues that Jen wasn't interested in the name until this released this successful line of products. And the lawyer plays clips of Jen saying that she won't respond to She-Hulk, to which Mallory in response shows the news clip of Jen saying that I am forever She-Hulk now. And the judge asks if Mallory has more than just this one instance. Mallory says yes, and the judge says that they will recess until Thursday. I'm pretty sure Mallory was talking out of her ass there.
Yes.
I don't think she had anything more, or she was just and she was hoping that Jen would find something before Thursday.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah. So far, are this
well,
point
it's strange that
I was actually going to you, Gabriel, to ask about what you think of how this court scene played out.
Well, at first, as a side comment, it's strange that the law firm would make She-Hulk head of the super law division,
Mhm.
but wouldn't have business cards or any other sort of
I was thinking
paperwork with She-Hulk on it. I would think that's what I was thinking would
law
cinch it.
firm should have trademarked the name.
Right. I mean, that's what I thought would have happened. Other than that, I thought that the especially for a TV law show, I thought it was quite good. Obviously, they're going to cut out all the extra stuff, all the discovery, everything where they all submit their evidence before time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to show all of that in a TV show because that's like years process.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. But I mean, the arguments were good. I really liked Mallory Book's double attack with her. She's been using this before, and your products aren't FDA approved. I thought that was a smart legal move.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed these courtroom scenes. I think they're smartly cut.
All right.
Nice.
Yes. So
although there was one jarring cut that I saw people talking about where everyone said please rise, and then the next scene is everyone sitting. It's like that, but obviously you're gonna cut.
I get that. Yeah, please.
And then when I first saw that, I saw Titania's lawyer standing up. So I thought, and Titania sitting down. I was like, oh, she's just being rude and true to character, and she's not going to stand up for the judge, which of course would get her contempt of court and maybe even a prison sentence or a jail time, but or a fine or something. But no, it was just the way they cut it.
Shit.
I think also though, Titania doesn't really understand the rules of a courtroom,
Right.
and that's like why at one point when her lawyer stood up to talk, she started standing up with him.
That's a good detail.
You can sit down. We then so Titania looks at Jen and acts like she's cutting her neck and it's really funny the facial response that Jen gives to this. And then we cut to Nikki and Jen arriving for the meeting with the designer. And the designer, upon seeing her, says, "Oh my God, is the Hag convention in town?"
Jesus, that's a little drastic, isn't it? What a dick.
She's 6'8" and can pick up a car in each hand.
Well, it's
nice.
cool to be mean in the fashion community.
Oh, okay, right.
Fair. What's the designer's name? Luke Jacobson?
Yeah, Luke Jacobson.
That's funny in itself.
Nikki says, "Luke, this is She-Hulk." And Luke says, "Never heard of her." He says that his client list is exclusive. And Nikki says, "I told you before that she's gonna be an Avenger." And Luke responds, "You told me she is an Avenger." Nikki says, "It's just not been announced yet. The Hulk is her cousin." And Luke asks, "By blood?"
Heck of a question.
Two kinds,
How can you be
yes.
cousins if you're not by blood?
Yeah, not a lot of cousins by marriage. That's fair.
Yeah. Nikki says, "Yeah, and she's gonna be a megastar." Luke mockingly says, "Her?" And Jen asks, "Is this really necessary? I just want you to make me a new suit." And Luke asks, "Okay, what do you need?" I need built-in weaponry, waterproofing, fire resistant. And Jen says, "I just need a business suit." And Luke says, "I don't make basic shit." And Jen says, I don't need any of that. I'm a lawyer." And Luke just snickers or say, "She's a what?" That's so cute. It's a waste of my time and talent, so get out. And Nikki says, okay, but she needs a suit that will fit her both as Jen and as She-Hulk. Something that will require a lot of talent. Which, that was so smart of Nikki. Here.
Yeah.
Playing into
Stroke
his
his
ego.
His ego. Yeah, absolutely.
And Jen shows him going between in Hulk form and Jen form. And Nikki asks, have you ever done a Hulk before? Or this is huge. To which Luke turns around saying, Tinsley, order lots of stretch wool. We're gonna need a lot of fabric. And so he's going to make her a suit.
Yes. We got him.
I'm hoping that next episode when we start seeing these suits, it like they reveal like it's some of like the outfits she's worn in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
I
think Gabriel might be frozen.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear him
sorry,
again.
guys.
Okay,
Here we go.
It's okay. I hear you. Okay.
Let me. I'm gonna switch from my router over to my hotspot. That's gonna be better. I thought my router was good. It's not.
I'm gonna pause real quick.
All right. So, we cut to Jen and Nikki at the office, and they admire Mallory's style, and then they notice she's talking to Todd, the creep that she went on a date with. Then Jen tells Nikki, he's the guy with the fetish. He's creepy, disgusting, and monstrous. I found that really funny.
It's pretty funny. And I'm glad they called it out too, because a lot of people were like, I was just like bold-faced confused by the way that guy reacted in the last episode when he saw Jen for the first time and not She-Hulk. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Why was he such an asshole? And then it all kind of clicked later for me. So I'm glad that this was more confirmed.
Todd is the guy who was trying to figure out how to pierce She-Hulk's skin.
Okay, my bad. I definitely now understand what you're talking about, and this is where it comes in that I was half asleep when I watched this episode.
Makes sense.
Todd, yes, that actor was in the Baywatch movie that Zac Efron and The Rock were in. That's the only thing I know him from.
The thing I recognized him from is that he's in a series on TBS called All Miracle Workers.
Yeah. That's a great show.
It stars both Steve Buscemi and Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes, I have seen quite a bit of that show. Holy crap, that show's
nuts. I honestly, that show, I love the first season. I'm not terribly big fan of the second season. I haven't tried the third season.
Well, isn't every season a completely different?
Yeah, they're completely different. They're completely different
that.
Stories. It's an anthology series. But I think I particularly liked the heaven sort of story that they had with the first season. I thought that was a really fun one.
Right, they're like answering prayers in heaven, right? That's the whole premise.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then God decided to destroy everything.
Well,
was this show on the required viewing list you emailed me over that I didn't read?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Gabriel, you haven't seen Steve Buscemi as God? Come on.
Which is such a hilarious casting, because who would ever guess that Steve Buscemi would play God?
He's just standing there frail and shrugging. I'm God. What do you? So what? I love him. Looks like a chihuahua. I love Steve Buscemi.
Jen says hi, Todd. And Todd says that he didn't know that Jen worked here, and Jen asks if he's a client, and he says, yeah, I'm one of the biggest clients, and I just had a meeting with my favorite lady lawyer. he tries to touch Mallory's shoulder, but Mallory says no touching.
Oh man.
Hilarious. Oh man. Which I'm wondering why Todd would be a client at a superhuman law division.
Great question.
I'm feeling I feel like, again, just like last episode, I don't think this is the last time we'll be seeing him. I feel like there's more to his story.
Yeah. I'm sensing serious Optimus Prime syndrome with this guy because there's more than meets the eye. Yep. There it is.
Oh man. It's
High
been a
five.
long time since I heard that theme.
Transformers rock.
Oh man, that's great.
Okay, that's enough. All right, continue.
Todd says we should reconnect sometime. Drinks on me. And Jen says, "Yeah, that would be great." He leaves, and then and Nikki says, "You rolled over so quick." And as
I love
Nikki
this
walks
consistent characterization of Jen. It's just kind of a pushover.
Yeah.
Taking the picture for Titania, doing this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take one. Just gonna get one drink with Todd.
Yeah, just one,
Yeah.
and he's paying.
How about
away,
nuts?
as Nikki walked away, she like literally said, "Well, he is paying, so."
Yeah, like that's an in, right? It's only polite.
Oh man. We cut to Jen and Nikki eating lunch outside while talking about Todd, and this makes Jen realize that her using She-Hulk for her dating profile shows a clear pattern of her using the name. So that which Nikki says that's gonna be very embarrassing. It's just like, yep, it's definitely gonna be embarrassing. We cut back to the courtroom where now 4 of her dates have been brought as witnesses, including both Todd and Arthur, the main guy that she actually went home with last episode. And Mallory explains that Jen used the name She-Hulk not just as a name to sell a product, but as a genuine part of her personality. She puts Jen's profile for dating on a screen, and where it's where in the About Me section she wrote, "Mean green and straight poured into these jeans."
That's really good.
Yeah.
Which, okay, maybe I just don't know the dating world, but what I've never heard a phrase is poured into these jeans. That's a weird phrase to me.
You've never heard that before? What do
No,
you think
I've
it means, John? I'm curious.
I don't know.
It means you're wearing some tight ass jeans.
Yeah.
You were like a
Okay.
liquid mold. The jeans were already there, and then you were poured into them like a liquid, like a cast of a human.
Okay.
They're just that tight. I mean, if it means something else, I'll be very surprised. Hit us up on
That's what I
Twitter.
thought too.
Correct me on Twitter if I'm wrong.
At him, everyone. At him.
At me.
Which,
Tag it out.
which in response to this being in her About Me section, Titania just looks at Jed saying, "Ew." And then for what are you looking for in a partner? Jed wrote a sturdy back and a reinforced or king size bed. JK, JK, JK. Oh man, it's so good. And it's so it makes it even funny how Mallory, when she's saying this, she is so like seriously, I have to say these things.
Yeah. She's a super serious. She reminds me of like Sam the Eagle from the Muppets, just telling the news, like, not expressing at all.
Wow, that's a deep Muppet Show cut right there.
That's what happens when you get a millennial on a podcast. You get those old ass Jim Henson cuts.
Jen gets an embarrassed smile and Titania takes a photo of it, which I just found that's so funny. Also, I feel like this is another thing where in real life this would not be allowed to happen in the courtroom. They would not be allowed to have a camera in there.
No, that's why you have a courtroom sketch artist.
Yeah, which the thing is, the people who wrote this show obviously know that because they have those sketches in the closing credits. So it surprised me that they allowed that, or at least didn't have the judge mention it. Be like, hey, you can't be taking photos in here.
Well, it's a multiverse. Of all the things that are different in that universe, I'm not going to nitpick on finer courtroom etiquette.
This is a different universe than the one that has the etiquette we're used to here.
Right.
So they call witnesses, and first up is the fool of himself bodybuilder. He tries to saying that Jen came on a little bit like a try hard, and then this writer dude comes up trying to make everything about his writing with how he complains about the fact that apparently Jen used She-Hulk in the third person. Which I really feel like they were at least those two guys, they particularly were saying bad things about Jen to just because they were to get back at her for not liking their dates and and not going on another date with either of them.
And also what I've kind of noticed is like none of these other people are treating her She-Hulk form as a person, really.
Yeah.
And that's what all these jerks that they prayed out. It's just like that doctor who saw her as a person, then he was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Objectification, something.
We then have Todd, who says that she confided in me that she was initially embarrassed by the name She-Hulk, but then she embraced it. And while all this happens, Jen is just sinking into her chair out of embarrassment, which I thought was very funny. And finally, Arthur, who says that him and She-Hulk had an intense connection. We had a great date. She battled demons. I mean, come on.
Literally.
Yeah. Valerie asked if he would have gone on the date if she presented as Jennifer Walters instead of She-Hulk. Arthur says, I don't mean to be rude, but no, she's not really my type. But She-Hulk, she's incredible, amazing. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I think this scene really helps us for Arthur to feel like he's not just a bad guy, not just a douche.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad guy. He just needs to grow a bit to become more accepting.
I mean, I don't disagree.
How I took it.
I don't think that it's so much that I think it is more gray area. There's more. It's not just black and white that he's a piece of shit. Like clearly he was a good guy on the. Well, at the same time, he could be seen as kind of phony with false motives, right? Like he could have just been wanting to bed her in She-Hulk form, and so he's saying all these like calculated right things. It's very hard to know 100% how much of him is legit, but I don't think it is as clear as black and white that he's a bad person. I think he has a type, and he's entitled to his type. Not everybody walks into a room or walks into a date with a person who is two physical versions of a person. So that is a really weird thing to juggle. So
I think like I feel like he is he has I feel like he's the reason it feels more like honest, and he's feeling and it feels more like emotional with what he's saying here. I feel like in the time since that day, he's had time to reflect on his actions, and I feel like he does feel a little bit bad with how he just left.
I think that is how a lot of guys conduct themselves.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
they feel bad afterwards, but they're like, knee-jerk reaction. Yeah.
Because I mean, she's the same person, She-Hulk and Jen Walters, inside, but he was really only interested in what she looked like. No matter how nice he seemed, it was
this whole experience maybe causing him to be face to face with his own shallowness or his own, his own superficiality that he wasn't aware of before.
I feel like
maybe we'll see that growth.
I
from
feel
him
like
I hope for more episodes about him.
And I feel like we could
a whole
see
series.
Him again,
Let's get a spin-off.
Again,
spin-off. No superheroes. Personal development.
Are to have some of that development.
Yeah,
I do think
John,
there's a good chance of that.
Are you telling me that you're rooting for them kids? You want to see them kids get back together?
I wouldn't mind it.
You just want to see him get carried away, like literally again.
Okay, I want to see me get carried away.
There you go. Why are you rooting for this punk? Get him out of the way.
Competition.
Embarrass himself. You need to bump off that comp. Yeah.
This bum pediatric oncologist. Get him out of here.
Get that asshole out of here. Go save a kid, you weirdo.
Yeah.
So
save a kid.
We hear the judge say that court finds in favor of Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk. And Titania must recall all her products. And before leaving, Titania walks over to Jen, saying, "This isn't over, hater."
I truly believe it isn't. I'm glad that she got brought back in for this.
Think she's
but
definitely
I do
gonna
think
be
more.
very. There's definitely moments out of the trailer that she appears again in, and I know there's a scene where she wears this I think like pink blazer like suit like thing and so there's definitely more of her.
Well, it's funny.
I feel like what the episode that she's gonna be coming back in, just based on how it looked from the backgrounds I saw from the trailer, is gonna be the episode where we see Blonsky's meditation retreat.
Looking forward to that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. These last 4 episodes got a lot to pack in. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's funny because their first run-in together was physical, and then their second one is like a battle of wits. It's like, unfortunately, she doesn't have any, so that's gotta make it tough. But
wait, I actually have a question about their first meeting. How long ago was that? Because shouldn't she be in prison for busting through a courtroom?
Well,
or should I not think about that?
Okay, so
courtroom etiquette is different in this universe, guys.
at the end of last episode, it said that her lawyer on the TV it said that Titania's lawyers got her off from that.
How?
I don't know.
Wasn't it low blood sugar or something?
Yeah.
It was
okay, fair judgment.
Which
you get cranky, what you gonna do?
Also should have been in contempt of court because, as it said at the beginning of episode 2, that she came crashing in from traffic court because she didn't want to pay her fines.
Yeah. You gotta eat a Pop-Tart before going to traffic court. That is the rule. For me anyway.
You're in traffic court a lot.
Yeah,
in and out.
Since this episode did not have a post-credit scene, and I have this idea I think would have been a funny post-credit scene. Since Titania had to recall all of her products, what would have been really funny is if there was a post-credit scene where she just sent all of her products to Jen's house.
Free of
So
charge.
Jen had to just have a house full of She-Hulk beauty
Booty
supplies.
boost smoothie.
Gift baskets upon gift baskets.
Oh,
That'd be
man.
funny. That would be funny.
So,
Oh.
and a little legal observation about, all the courtroom proceedings there that I noticed that I liked. A lot of shows, when you're in the courtroom, you're only at trial, and what this show did, it summary judgment. Basically, the judge is reviewing all the evidence
Nice.
before they even go to trial. So I thought that was a nice nod to actual legal procedure, because obviously not every civil case is going to go to trial. Hopefully, it gets settled before then. So that was.
I think
Yeah.
one thing that I noticed I thought was really interesting with the from the end of the first episode. I haven't looked at the rest of the episodes, but apparently, unlike most legal shows, this show actually had the correct number of jurors, which apparently is not something that most legal shows actually have.
What?
Which
How?
I don't know
are they?
why. I don't know why most legal shows don't have that.
That is weird. It's such a simple number to get right. I thought.
Yeah,
12 jurors, right?
yeah. I think that's the number.
And alternates. Yeah.
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 I know that from the movie 12 Angry Men.
Excellent
That's,
movie.
Right? That's an oldie.
Excellent
It's been done a few
play.
times. Yeah. Check
Just
that
to
one
find
out,
its
John.
Best.
There's like
All
3
right.
movies.
Yeah, John.
And like 1 play.
So, as Titania leaves, if she takes the bodybuilder dude with her, where she tells him that you can just buy stuff for me, which I found really funny. Like, though, why she would need someone to buy stuff for her when she is like this super rich influencer? I don't understand, but I thought that was pretty funny.
Sometimes being an influencer is all about having the performative, the idea of money, the appearance of money. Like a former President Donald Trump. Sometimes there isn't actually any money in the bank account, and it just has to look that way in order to keep up appearances. Yeah.
I mean,
all the best
influencing
money.
is just marketing.
Yes.
The best money.
My money's fantastic. You ask anybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So,
Just not his bank.
Don't ask my bankers. Fuck you. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I've been sitting on that impression I wanted to do for so long since he's been out of office.
Nice.
Yeah. Killer.
So,
Thanks.
and this goes
I'm
into
not
how
proud
how I feel like Arthur is going to probably start growing as a character, and we'll probably see him again. At the very last moment before Arthur leaves the courtroom, Jen smiles at Arthur, which I thought that was a pretty great moment. At them smiling at each other. Yeah. It makes me feel like they could possibly get a relationship and be like an actual deeper relationship, unlike what we saw before.
Well, shit.
So let's see, and then as they leave the courthouse, Jen thanks Mallory and says that she needs to schedule several therapy sessions. Mallory tells Jen that you can do better than those men. And then Jen offers to buy Mallory a drink. Mallory accepts and Jen looks at the camera mouthing, "Yes." She's obviously been wanting to get become friends with Mallory for a while.
She's a simp for Mal.
As she says.
Yeah.
The sim from now.
She wants her to throw the book at her.
Call me a librarian, because I need that book.
We cut to that.
We can cut that. We can cut that. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, keep it in.
No.
That
No.
was
That.
Keep it in.
We're keeping that, and we're sending it directly to Pippa.
No.
We cut to them at the bar. Mallory says that she doesn't know any other lawyer who would humiliate themselves elves in that way to win a case. And Jen says, "You can always count on me to throw myself under the bus. That's why Holloway pays me the medium bucks." Which Mallory says that he could have gone through that. All of those underwhelming men.
There you go.
And Jen says, "Look at everything She-Hulk brings to the plate, and those guys were my best option." Mallory says that you have literal superpowers, and some guy with internet would think he can do better. And then Jen makes a mistake. She says, "I'm so happy we're friends now." Wait, did I just say that out loud? Which Mallory actually does smile here, so I think they are going to become friends as down the line.
Yeah.
They're just not there yet.
It's just very presumptuous to think one drink means friends, but she said she does state thank you for the drink.
Yeah, she said serious. And then she says as she leaves, "I thought you said you were getting better clothes." And then Jen looks at the camera, excitedly saying, "Oh yeah, my clothes!"
I did really enjoy that. As far as the whole clothes side story, that's probably my favorite part of it. Is how excited Jen was about it.
Oh man, which like at the start of it, she didn't want it, but as it went on, she started really wanting this, which was nice.
I feel that way about hey, I ordered 2 new sweaters on Amazon the other day or the other week, and when they showed up, I was way more excited about them than the day that I paid for them on the app. I was like, damn it, what have I done? And then they showed up, I was like, yay!
Yeah.
Dopamine.
My old man sweaters are here. I'm gonna be so cozy this winter. Yay.
Oh man. That's probably similar to some of the reactions I had when I was seeing the prices on the suits that I looked at when I went suit shopping with Gabriel.
I remember that.
Yeah, I gotta do that soon for my wedding. That's suit racket.
At least suit shopping for your wedding is probably more fun than suit shopping for a funeral.
I gotta somehow match.
That was last year, right before my dad's.
I know that. I know the feeling. And, I have to somehow match my fiance's glamorousness. I'm wondering how the hell to do that, but luckily I work at a new job that has many people who are very fashion sensible, so maybe I will ask.
Hey, I have faith in you.
Thank you. I'll share all my discoveries on Twitter.
You just need to look at Nikki for inspiration.
There we go.
Nice.
Slick Nick.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, Keith, you have your own drip broker yet?
Yeah, I gotta get a drip broker. Oh, I gotta.
Your wedding's coming up. You don't have a drip broker. Ooh.
I bet you would look good in any of Nikki's outfits.
All right, I'll wear Nikki's outfits. Thank you, John.
You'd look great in them, yeah.
So we got to Jed's meeting with Luke, and he tells her to try this. She walks into a changing room and says, "Oh, I like it." And Luke says, "Well, of course you do. I'm a genius." As he tells you, "And I made you a little something extra." He hands her another bag. Jen says, "Oh wow, I'm not sure I'll have an occasion." And Luke cuts her off, saying, "Just say thanks, Jennifer." And he grabs an open box, saying that this shouldn't be left out, Tinsley. And then we pan over where he puts it down to see that it is Daredevil's new headpiece. He's
yes.
Also, though most people that probably didn't notice this, but also right beside it, I had on a rack of clothing is the rest of the suit.
Oh, I did not notice.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, I'm looking that up.
So, yeah, that was a really cool way to end the episode.
I had a feeling that scene was going to be like, the tie-in, the post-credits, but it just transitioned so well from the bar scene. They just decided to put it before the
makes
credits.
sense.
That's how I interpreted it.
It did feel like a typical post-credits reveal kind of thing. And that's what I wanted from a Daredevil thing. I knew was coming.
I was thinking any sense that wasn't the post-credit scene. I was thinking, okay, this means we're going to see Daredevil in the post-credit scene.
That's what I was hoping for.
But then no, nothing.
So as a law aficionado, Gabriel, are you a bigger Daredevil fan at this point or a She-Hulk fan?
I've not seen that much of Daredevil, and kick me off the show if you need to, but it's on the top of my list. But
they did.
But what I've seen, I really love. I
was gonna say they did confirm that apparently it's not going to be considered a season 4 of Daredevil when they do have him have his own show. So it isn't so much they're making it a bit of a new thing. So, and I'll tell you right now, the Daredevil show, that all of the Netflix shows, I've been rewatching them periodically recently, and they are violent. There's a lot of sex. There's a lot of stuff in it that the MCU would never have touched. And it's pretty impressive how different a tone it's going to be to see Daredevil in a different light. But I'm also excited for it because I know Charlie Cox.
I think there is a chance that the MCU could start touching some of those things in the near future. Sure. At the very least, there's going to be violence in the near future with Deadpool 3, and also because they confirmed that the Marvel Zombies show is going to be TVMA.
Which is what? It's your guys' version of rated R? How's this work?
Okay. So TVMA or TVM is the TV version of R rated.
I was gonna say because
there's a different. I don't think there's anything called that 18A in America, but sense. It's weird. There's different lots of different systems for both between movies and TV for ratings.
It makes sense.
I wish they would be more simple.
The two worlds have not started to collide until recently, so it's fair because the golden age of television only happened 15 years ago. It started, and then people started going, I'm an actor who wants to make a big splash in the world, and you're telling me now that it's on television? Oh, okay. And normally it would be like, go for movies, and everybody in TV is subpar. It's not as good. It's like, no, television's actually where it's at now. Breaking Bad.
You're seeing a lot
as of 1999 with The Sopranos.
Yes,
and I'm glad the show is referencing it.
You're seeing
so glad
many
that Wong watches The Sopranos.
Or so many actors recently, like big movie actors, are now switching to television, which is really does show the shift that's going on.
Oh, it's incredible to see some of the names that they get on TV shows. It really proves that, hey, by the way, this is where it's at now, and you can make a bigger splash on such a more a longer running arc for your story than just a 2-hour. That's it.
So the sketch credits start the art, and it's going to Tove Strikes Say My Name, which I really liked this song being the one that they chose to end this episode. I thought that it was a great choice.
Makes sense.
And then one of the sketch etches shows Holloway trying to boost his booty using some of the smoothie thing, which was funny.
I to my shame, I missed the cartoons in the credits because I was scrolling forward for the post credit scene.
I missed the new editions. I saw a couple of new editions. I didn't see that one. That's for sure.
Which I wrote that maybe he's doing that because he wants to join next time the She-Hulk and Megan the Stallion and dance together.
Right? Is she going to be a recurring character?
When I read the information for her joining the series, it said that she was going to be a recurring character, but I'm not sure if she's actually going to be. here or
Well,
not.
you were the one to debunk me, John. Every time I thought that, I had figured it out when I looked at IMDb and it said this actor's in 8 more episodes, and you're like, that's just something they say. It's like, oh, well, that's rude. I thought Pug was going to be in 8 episodes. He's only in 3 so far. Yeah.
We then get a sketch that is Easter egg galore. As we see, the sketch is featuring a Pug's shoe collection.
I saw that one.
Which this one, there's a lot of shoes where there's a lot of speculation on who they are, but a lot of them are MCU heroes, but 3 of them that I think are very obvious who they are that are not MCU heroes are, one of them was Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and one of them was Cyclops from X-Men.
Yes,
which makes me wonder how much of these like sketches at the end of episodes are actually canon.
I also see
because I had thought before everything was canon from those sketches, but now. Damn. I feel like they kind of can't be if there's these characters that haven't been introduced yet.
Yeah, true. Namor. I see a Namor shoe. I see a Scarlet Spider, a Moon Knight, Namor, Black Panther.
There's one of them that some people are saying looks like Doctor Doom, but then there was also people who said that they think it looks like Frogman.
I see that too. That could be Frogman for sure. I see. I could be wrong. I see a Scarlet Scarab. I'm pretty sure there's a Scarlet Scarab one, which is
there's
awesome.
also one that I'm pretty sure looks like it was is supposed to be Ghost Rider, which is really cool. And I think there's also a Black Panther one. There's there's so many cool things that I find there.
Oh, someone's pointed out a Bishop one from X-Men. Oh my god.
There's
Luke Cage.
There's one of them of which it
could be Ghost Rider, I suppose.
There is I think there's like 3 different characters people are speculating that it is. I think it looks most like Cable, but I also saw some people who said they think it looks like Storm's outfit. No,
that could be. I mean, it's either one of the X-Men that have a lot of white, but I'd say Storm more so because not only are they lacking on the female heroines in this list, but they definitely, she's known more for having white with a red X, a red and black X, and Cable doesn't really have a red and black X. I used to draw the X-Men a lot when I was a kid, so if that's Storm, if that's Cable, I'd be very surprised because that looks like a Storm one for me. But that Ghost Rider one's sick. It's such small amount of detail, just a bit of flame at the top, and then a chain. The rest is black, and it's like, okay, that's gotta be.
I see it now.
That's gotta be Ghost Rider. That's awesome.
I'm trying to see if I can pull up the collection so I can see what some of these. Okay, so
answer.
I think one of us is right.
I think you're probably right.
I don't know. I mean, as I think about it, Sylvester Stallone is not gray, so.
Well, I mean, recently, have you seen that new show he's in? Yeah, he's got a new show on Prime. It might be a movie, actually.
Oh yeah.
I think the one that is green and yellow with a lightning bolt, I'm guessing that's supposed to be Quicksilver.
I would have guessed Electro. What color is lightning bolt?
Ooh, that might be Electro. It's yellow. There's one of them. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a Hulk one. It has green on top and I think purple on the bottom.
Could be She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, John. Could be She-Hulk.
Just saying, man. Like, she's been around all 5 episodes.
But then there's also some that I'm just like, I have no idea who these could be. There's one of them I've heard people say they think it's the Green Goblin, but because it has the pumpkin thing on the right at the top.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe actually Hobgoblin.
Where? I don't see that one.
It's
right above the Captain Marvel one.
Is it a pumpkin? Because that to me looks like a
looks
scroll.
like-
Looks like it's covered in scales, though.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Ah.
I wouldn't even guess that was because that blue doesn't look purple enough.
And then I've seen people say that they think right above the one that's very obviously the thing.
Yeah.
They think that is supposed to be Wolverine.
Wolf of fucking rain for sure. Look
Yeah.
how blue and yellow and metal that thing looks. That's no doubt.
Man. It honestly is so cool being able to just look at this and just be able to try and figure out who all is actually on here.
It's pretty hilarious, actually, that they've got us looking at a still.
It's just like sign where
The power they have over us.
It's sign where you
Damn
know
it! I
that
gotta
it's
stop
not
watching.
It's sign that's not gonna matter at all going forward, and they got us.
I wonder if the one. Okay, so straight up the middle left, at the very top, next to Hawkeye, to the left of Hawkeye's, is that? I wonder. There's a character that She-Hulk deals with a lot, called Jack of Hearts. I think his name is, and he's I think an alien race, but and it's got like kind of a card, a hearts card to it, and he's blue and red. I really hope that they introduce him because he's in a lot of She-Hulk comics. They have a relationship that's quite interesting. I hope that's his name. I hope I'm getting his name right on a frickin' podcast. There it is. Yep, Jack of Hearts. He's kind of got like a half and half thing going on in his character design, but it is mostly gold, blue, and red. So, and with a little heart there. So, fingers crossed that that's a little deep cut for She-Hulk. Yes. What's that gold one above Namor's shoe? It's just all gold.
I don't know.
What is that?
There's
a Nova one.
people are saying, and the one just above of Pug's head might be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
What's the blue one to the left of his neck?
Let me see if I think they're saying maybe Nova.
There's a Nova one above the Iron Man 3 he's holding
Yes.
in his hand.
Yeah.
I think. Isn't that Nova's symbol? I guess.
Yeah.
So I found a little chart that labels them all, but that gold one is left unnamed.
Damn it! Come on, Gabriel. I fully
so there's
put
the
this
million.
on you.
What I think's happening here is Marvel's putting out a contest. If you can guess it right,
Oh shit.
I don't know what happens, but
Then if you can guess it right, you get free tickets to I don't know. Wakanda Forever. That'd be sick. What's the brown and red
Yeah,
one
nice.
above his head?
let me
Gambit?
see here.
Red.
Brown and red Juggernaut. That's Juggernaut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smart. Damn, they got Juggernaut featured in here. That's pretty deep cut. And
All right,
that's
so that guy with the little pumpkin head, John,
Mhm.
your initial instinct was right. That's Green Goblin.
There you go.
Okay.
That makes sense. I'm
This-
surprised it's so blue. I love the Cyclops
Yeah.
one though. It looks like two little Cyclops heads.
yeah. This-
Yeah.
I think the most creative ones here are definitely the Cyclops one and the Thing one, and then the Deadpool one.
I love the Deadpool one because it looks like just Deadpool's mask peeking through the
Yeah,
the cupboards.
And then,
Hey.
also particularly the Iron Man one that he's holding. It looks really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
The Iron Man 3s, yeah.
I prefer the
box.
original Iron Man shoes, of course.
A pair to rock and a pair to what? Stock? Yeah, that's what it was.
For this one.
All right, John, you're killing me with the trivia question. What is it, man?
What is
Uh-oh.
it, John?
Well, first off, I want to say, so I love this episode a lot. Pug and Nikki teaming up was so good. I hope we see more of that in the future. Maybe a scene of them actually in line for shoes. I think that would be really fun. I hope that I love how they won on the lawsuit, because I did not expect them bringing back all of those dates at all.
Me neither.
A real Chekhov's gun situation that I did not expect from those dates.
and then also getting this new character of Luke. Luke, I absolutely loved him in the episode.
Yep.
And then I still, as I said, I still think we'll see more from Todd. I really enjoyed Mallory. I think my only complaint I could have from this episode is that I don't think Jen felt like enough of a main character this episode.
I see the complaint there. I see the reason. Be upset.
So, first, Keith, what did you think of the episode as a whole?
I enjoyed the episode. Again, my read on it is not nearly as clear as I'd like it to be at this point. I'm gonna watch it again. I think that it probably is one of the weaker of the season, but in that case, I'm still not mad about it. It was still a lot of fun with a series where you've got 9 episodes, and it's not like WandaVision is the only other series we have to compare it to as far as having 9 episodes, right?
Oh yeah.
So WandaVision was trying to do a different decade of sitcom every episode. That was a big plot point, and the progression of the story arc was very different through each of those. So that's an entirely different beast, in my opinion. This is like, okay, consistency. Yeah, we're learning about new characters. We're learning about a brand new universe. We don't have the regular tethers to the old stuff that we know, like Blonsky or Bruce anymore. So we are just living in this universe in a way that is getting us comfortable, and I liked that a lot. So definitely. I don't mind an episode like this where we're basically just setting her up with a perfect outfit and getting her to fight with Titania. I'm gonna get that wrong every time. Titania?
Yes.
Titania.
Hey! Yeah. Apparently I'm not gonna get it wrong every time. So yeah, I was stoked about this episode. I really liked getting to know Pug more and seeing Nikki and Pug interact more, and I hope that Jen gets to join in on the fun scenes like that more in the future.
All right. So Gabriel, what did you think of the episode as a whole?
So yeah, I would put it at my second favorite of the season so far, tied with, I think it was the second one where she's working with Emil. I really enjoyed the legal episodes more than the other episodes, but that's just what I'm watching for. So I enjoyed the criminal proceedings. I enjoyed the Emil Blonsky plotline a little bit more. But this was a great episode. It was funny. It was pretty lighthearted. The stakes were not too high, so I did enjoy that. It felt like the other legal episode with Emil, stakes were a bit higher. Is a man who doesn't deserve to be in prison going to get out? Yeah. So this one, I knew sort of how this was going to go. I knew this was a lawsuit she'd be able to beat because she had been using that name before for business and personal uses. I kind of figured they would cinch it because she would have, I don't know, some sort of documentation with her law company. But really enjoyed it. Pug and Nikki, I think, were a highlight for me. The scene where they went back to that room to look at the Avengers merch, that was, I think, the best part of the episode for me. I thought that was very funny. I really enjoyed it. Overall, excellent episode. I liked it quite a bit. Yeah.
All right.
And I like how we're setting up Titania as a villain for later on. I like, escalating how annoying she is until a real rival. Yeah.
All right. So, there's an Easter egg I found in this episode that I don't think anyone else has found. At least when I was looking earlier, I didn't find anyone who was mentioned this. So, in the knockoff of Avengers merch, though he's not actually called this in the merch, one of the knockoff Hulks, the one you guys mentioned before, that's purple. Well, I think this is an Easter egg for there is a Hulk knockoff movie that has a purple Hulk. It's called The Amazing Bulk.
Amazing. I'm gonna look this up.
I really feel like this was a reference to that.
That sounds fucking awful.
It is. Oh God, it is terrible.
Oh my gosh.
I've never watched it, but I've seen reviews of it, and it just looks painful to watch.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, it's sign that I will definitely at some point in the future be watching for a B Smash.
There you go. That works.
Yes. Oh my god. I've seen so many screen caps of this movie and I have less idea of what it's supposed to be about.
I have watched multiple reviews about this film and I still have no idea what the plot is. So
fair. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know
audience rating is 3.9.
Hey, that's better than 2.
It's got, it's only 5 and 1-star reviews. Oh gosh. Okay, I see the reviews. These are all meme reviews, guys. Okay. All right.
The answer to the trivia question from earlier was Awesome Android, aka Awesome Andy. Which I'm gonna show you. I'm going to share my screen to show you guys as a picture of this guy. This is Android, aka Awesome Man.
Hello. He reminds me of Baymax or whatever his name is from Hero 6.
Yeah.
Hello.
Which
I can help you to your Baymax. That's
actually Baymax is from Marvel Comics.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Baymax looks nothing like how he looked in Big Hero 6.
Oh shit!
Let us see him.
You guys are not ready for this.
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
It's like a Gundam.
That is stupid different.
Here we have our. There we go.
Huh?
Here is he's green.
That green.
Scaly. He looks like a
Smash
he
Squad. Is so much different than what he is in the film. But yeah, Baymax and Big Hero 6, they are based on a Marvel comic. It is just so surprising how much different he looks.
Wow.
All right. So, before we end this episode off, is there any last things you'd like to say, Gabriel?
Nope. Great episode of the She-Hulk. Everyone watch it. And don't forget to join the Patreon.
Yes, definitely join the Patreon. Gabriel, have you had a chance to listen or watch anything off of there?
Of the Patreon? No, I'm gonna be starting my first B Smash. I think I texted you about that before we recorded. There's some hilarious looking B Smash movies on there, guys.
For what you
may I share the one I'm about to watch?
Sure.
All right, if this doesn't encourage everyone to join the Patreon, I don't know what was. I'm going to watch his review of the movie Zombievers. That is a portmanteau of zombie and beavers, y'all. That's
it is an absolutely ridiculous film, but it's honestly really hilarious. Keith, before I end this off, is there any last things you would like to say?
I'm so at the point where if I don't see Matt Murdock next episode, I'm going to shit myself, and not in like an excited way. It'll be an angry shit. It'll be a Hulk shit. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Very fitting. God. Sorry, Gabriel, you weren't ready for this.
That's quite a threat to make, Keith.
A lot of honesty,
and you're recorded saying it.
Yeah. Well, now the world now knows how I react to anger.
Thank you for listening. If you like this gamma analysis, please give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or a 5-star rating on Spotify. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episode, so please let me know. And if you'd like to listen to more from me, please subscribe. Many more gamma analyses from me keep coming, so keep on the lookout. This again is your host, Smash Trivia John, signing off.